Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to the Cerebrum, the Open Quiz. So this quiz is under Insignis the Science Fest organized by the Student Science Council of Tejpur University. So this particular fest hosts several events, out of which Cerebrum is one of them. So this is the Cerebrum, which comes under the quizzes section. We have thalamus and cyclimbia. So thalamus is a school quiz and cyclimbia which already happened, whose all prelims already happened, which was a meme science quiz. So hope not if not all of you, some of you have enjoyed that as well. So here I welcome you all in this particular section of the insignis called cerebrum. So here we are with the organizing team. So without doing any further delay, let's pick up to the actions. So here's the cerebrum, the open quiz. So this is the prelims. We will have the finals on 28th on the National Science Day. So most of the questions, actually all of the questions have everything of at least something of from science, if not everything. So if your guesses are far away from science, don't pick up those guesses. Either the question contains science or the answer have some link with the science. So here we go with the quiz. So these are the rules. 15 questions, 2 points for each correct answer, so maximum 30 points can be grabbed here. So partial marking will be there if there is any. In case of tie, the one submitting before will be preferred. For example, two participants scoring 13 points each out of 30, the one who will submit before, for example, say someone submitted within 13 minutes of the video of this video being over and someone submitting 1 minute late, so the one who submitted earlier will be preferred above of the other one. So top 12 to qualify for finals. So all the best for that. So top 12 will qualify for the finals. So I won't say the QM's decision is final and binding because you already know that. So repeating again, 15 questions, 2 points each. So 30 points. Partial marking, for example, a particular question contains more than one part. So there will be part points on that questions as well. For tie, we will see the time lapse and 12 to qualify in the final. So here we go with the question number 1. Question 1. It is the large outer part of the brain controls reading, thinking, learning speech and emotion, and planned muscle movements like walking. It also controls vision, hearing, and other senses. It is divided in two hemispheres, left and right. So what I'm talking about? So I'm talking about something which is the outer part of the brain, which controls reading, thinking, learning, speech, emotions, and planned muscles movement. So what I'm talking about? The biggest clue can be it's a part of brain. It is divided in two hemispheres, left and right. So each hemisphere has four sections called lobes: frontal, parietal, temporal, and occipital. So what I'm looking for, which part of the brain am I talking about? So this is the first thing you should have prepared for this quiz after seeing the poster. That can be a huge clue for you. And this is the question number 1. So what I'm looking for is which part of the brain am I talking about? Probably easy one to start with. Here we go with the question number 2. Easy one. Marie Curie was a Polish and naturalized French physicist and chemist who conducted pioneering research on radioactivity. She discovered two elements. If one was radium, which was the other? So she discovered two elements. So if one was radium, which was the other? Marie Curie was a Polish and naturalized French physicist and chemist who conducted pioneering research on radioactivity. So what I'm looking for, if one of the element which she discovered was radium, which was the other. So for the extra information, Marie Curie got Nobel Prize for both physics and chemistry. So moving on to question number 3. Before moving on to question number 3, for question number 2, the clue can be the answer is somewhere in the first line only, if you think somewhere like that. So if you read the first line properly, Marie Curie was a Polish and naturalized French physicist. So that part only, if you read carefully, you will get the answer. So moving on to question number 3, what in 1860s was developed by him? So what in 1860s was developed by him? So this is a person. What I'm looking for is something which was developed by him in 1860s. And for hints, I can say something, this particular thing was named after him only. So if you give a generic answer, I will give you part points, 1 point for that guessing the answer. But if you give me the exact correct answer, whatever this scientist is, uh, the name which is associated with this scientist, that will fetch you full 2 points. For partial points, only the generic answer would do. What I'm looking for, what in 1860s was developed by him, so named after him as well. So however, a generic answer will fetch you half points. Is you want to crack? If I give you a clue that, since I already gave a clue that this particular thing is already is named after this person only, the clue can be, so many of you have the experience to use that particular thing in past, and some of you have might not have used this particular thing. And this is something which at least I won't like to, what can I say, uh, as a clue I can say that most, um, not most exactly, but many of you have the experience of this thing. Without any further delay, let's move on to question number 4. So here, in this question, in question number 3, you have to name what was developed by him. Question number 4. This is Magdeburg hemisphere, around 50 centimeter in diameter, were designed to demonstrate the vacuum pump. So that Guericke had invented. One of them had a tube connection to attach the pump with the valve to close it off when the air was sucked out from inside the hemisphere and the valve was closed. The horse, not hose, that's horse, from the pump could be detached and they were held firmly together by the air pressure of the surrounding atmosphere. So this is something, the whole explanation of the Magdeburg hemisphere. What I'm looking for, a particular brand. So a particular brand which was first marketed in India in 1959 get its inspiration from the Magdeburg hemisphere experiment. So a particular brand's logo which marketed in India for the very first time in 1959, get its inspiration from this Magdeburg hemisphere experiment. What I'm looking for is which brand is this, which use the Magdeburg hemisphere experiments as their logo. In this experiment, you read the second para. When the air was sucked out from the from inside the hemisphere and the valve was closed, the hose from the pump could be detached and they were held firmly together by the air pressure of the surrounding atmosphere. So, for example, like it, you can see in this image there are two hemisphere. So when they are like put together like this, even two horses cannot pull them apart. So that can be a huge clue. So which brand's logo, which first marketed in 1959 in India, get inspiration from this Magdeburg hemisphere experiment? As easy as that. Question number 5. This condition develops near the coast of Peru and Australia. It is an anomaly of normal state of nature, said to be once in a decade or so, but whenever it happens, it leads to major disruption in world economics. It literally translates to Christ child. So, what condition is being talked about? So, it said whenever it happens, it leads to major disruption in world economics, and it literally translates to Christ child. So, what condition is being talked about? Condition develops near the coast of Peru and Australia. So, what condition is being talked about? So, this is something we have learned in our NCRT books, if not like this, some other way. So, this thing you can say that this is from directly from the NCRT books, somewhere in the class 6, 7, 8, somewhere like that. So, a condition that develops near the coast of Peru and Australia, it literally translates to Christ child, and it is also mentioned that whenever it happens, it leads to the major disruption in the world economics. So, what condition is being talked about? So, straightforward question: what condition is being talked about? Literally translate to Christ child. Question number 6. A free software package was created in 1985 by the American computer scientist Leslie Lamport, so however it is pronounced, sorry if I'm wrong, with the aim of typesetting technological documents. Which software package are we talking about? Which literally means a thick white liquid that is produced by some plants and trees, especially rubber trees. However, I'm not saying that this particular software package has taken the name from this biological definition, but the if you see the answer for both, like what what literally means a thick white liquid that is produced by some plants and trees, especially rubber trees. So if you think on that thing only and forget about the first para, then also the answer is the same. So a free software package was created in 1985 by Leslie Lamport by the aim of typesetting technological documents. So which software literally means a thick white liquid that is produced by some plants and trees, especially rubber trees. So rubber trees, a huge clue. So what I'm looking for is which software, or you can say what good word you can replace for a thick white liquid that is produced by some plants and trees, especially rubber trees. So without doing any further delay, moving on to question number 7. Easy one, probably the easiest of the all. This is the pattern diagram. This is the pattern diagram, not pattern diagram. This is the pattern diagram of a particular object which is still in use. 3 days after the patent for the object was granted, it was tested successfully. So what exactly am I talking about? So this is a patent diagram of a particular object which is still in use. 3 days after the patent for this object was granted, it was tested successfully. So look carefully in the diagram, you will get the answer. I'm giving you a while to watch the diagram. So watch the pattern diagram carefully. If you think I'm moving fast, you can pause as well. So what exactly is this? So this pattern diagram is for what? That's the straightforward question. Probably easiest of all. Think the lower image, see the lower image, that might give you a straight away hint to your answer. Without doing any further delay, moving on to question number 8. When the Nazis invaded Denmark in April 1940, the Hungarian chemist George Hevesy put the Nobel medals of Max Leo and James Frank into the solution to prevent Germans from confiscating them. So, what solution is being talked about? So, this person is George Hevesy. He put the Nobel medal of Max and James into a solution to prevent Germans from confiscating them. So, what solution was that where Hevesy put the Nobel medal, Nobel Prize medals of Max and James? So, what solution is being talked about? So, since this is a science quiz, the first solution that should come to your mind should be this solution for a quiz answer. So, what solution is being talked about? Moving on to question number 9. Easy one. In aerospace, this structure supplies an astronaut with oxygen and communication and also keeps him connected and tethered to the spacecraft during a spacewalk. It is named after a physical feature found in many mammals. So, what I am talking about? So, this structure, which you can see in the image, so is a structure that supplies an astronaut with oxygen communication. So, that you can see the thing you can see like wire. So, that particular structure supplies an astronaut with oxygen and communication and also keeps him connected and tethered to the spacecraft during a spacewalk. So it is named after physical feature found in many mammals. So what I'm talking about, I'm looking for a very specific answer in this question. I'm not looking for a very generic answer. I'm looking for what it is named. What it is named. So it is named after a physical feature found in mammals. So I'm looking for a very specific answer. So moving to question number 10. Before moving on to question number 10, for question number 9, I can give you a clue that think biology. Think I said it is named after a physical feature found in many mammals. So that is a giveaway hint actually. Moving on to question number 10. So he is an Indian physicist known for his research in general relativity and cosmology. He was also revered as a teacher during the tenure at Presidency College, Kolkata. Identify him and also state after which particular announcement last year is in 2020, he was in news. So, identify this person. He was an Indian physicist known for his research in general relativity and cosmology. He was also revered as a teacher during his tenure at Presidency College, Kolkata. So identify him and also state after which particular announcement last year he was in news. So a particular news, obviously, when it comes to science news, so think of the most obvious news is, so out of all all those announcement, so due to a particular announcement he was in news. So what particular announcement and also name of this person? Indian physicist known for his research in general relativity and cosmology. Moving on to question number 11. So for this question, you will get 1 plus 1 for each part. For his name 1, and for the announcement 1. 1 plus 1. Question number 11. So this salt is a versatile precursor to many other silver compounds such as those used in photography. It is far less sensitive to light than the halides. It was once called lunar caustic because silver was called luna by the ancient alchemists who associated silver with the moon. So you can see here a particular salt. So industry standard of something contains 10 or 14 or 18% of this solution. So what exactly am I talking about? So industry standard of something contains 10 or 14 or 18. So these are very specific. So 10 or 14 or 18 percentage of this solution. So what am I talking about? So if you are 18 plus, you should know this answer. Don't think in a different line. I said if you are 18 plus, you should know this answer. Again, I'm saying that if you are 18 plus, you should know this answer, and also said that don't think on the other line when I said 18 plus. Moving on to question number 12. Dash baby is a baby born after miscarriage, stillborn, or neonatal death. So Jennifer Makarov, MD, FACOG, explained to parents.com it is called so because it is like dash after a storm. So if you think that what comes after a storm, that will give you away the answer. Something beautiful after something scary and dark. She has, it is an extremely emotional and devastating experience to lose a pregnancy or baby. To create a life or bring a baby into the world after such a loss is amazing, like a miracle for these parents. So fill in the blanks. So for both the blanks, the same word fits. So dash baby. So I'm looking for a very specific answer here, and also said it is called so because it's look like dash after a storm. So think of the phenomenon that follows after the storm. Something beautiful after something scary and dark. So something beautiful. I think this is one of those easy questions. What comes after storm? Think on that line, even if you don't know anything about this thing technically, but it is called so because it is like a dash after a storm, something beautiful after something scary and dark. I'm focusing on that particular line for a particular reason, because that will give you a straight away hint to the answer. So it is called a dash baby, and the definition is it is a baby after a miscarriage, stillborn, or neonatal death. So fill in the blanks. So what baby or the fill in the blanks. Moving on to question number 13. So it is also known as the Halakusha in Bengali, Guldora in Punjabi, Kulnful in Gujarati, Goma Madhupati in Hindi, Kubu in Sindhi, Bhutamari in Oriya, Bahu Phul in Marathi, Thambai in Tamil, Thummi in Telugu. So what it is called in Malayalam? So this is one of those questions whose answer is already in the question. So if you read something very carefully, what I'm looking for it, what it is called in Malayalam. So there is a specific reason why I'm asking the Malayalam thing, or I can say a particular place I am giving out. The particular place is named after this particular flower because of the abundance in that particular place, and but it is known for a very different reason. So it is known to us for a very different reason. So what is it is called in Malayalam? I'm looking for a very specific answer. What it is called in Malayalam? I said a place is named after this particular flower because of the abundance of that particular flower in that particular area. So what I'm looking for is name that place or the what it is called in Malayalam. And I also said it is known for a completely different reason throughout the country and also outside, and something for which we all are proud of can be connected with this particular place or whatever the name of this particular flower is in Malayalam. Moving on to question number 14, the penultimate question. So the 3.5 ton structure stands on a 3-ton base with ball bearings and a pod containing mercury. So I'm talking about a structure. A thick copper rod turns down to the ground, providing the earthing. Montu Das, who tops up the mercury every week, says the liquid metal is crucial to prevent the tremendous heat during the lightning strike from welding the ball bearings that help the ferry rotate when a stiff wind blows. While the wind at 15 km per hour was enough to make it swing earlier, now it does so only when the wind blows at 18 km per hour to 20 km per hour. So I'm looking for which particular structure is being talked about. Said 3.5 ton structure stands on 3-ton base with ball bearings and pod containing mercury. So what I said that the liquid metal, the mercury, is crucial to prevent the tremendous heat during the lightning strike from welding the ball bearing that helps the ferry rotate when a stiff wind blows. So that is a giveaway hint. If you read the question carefully, I'm looking for a particular structure which actually rotates, and when lightning strikes, the liquid metal is crucial to prevent the tremendous heat. So which structure is being talked about? Generally, when we look toward this particular structure, we think that it's for beautification, but it's totally not for the beautification. It has a completely different scientific reason for which it is there. Rotating structure. Moving on to question number 15, which is the last question of the prelims. Question 15. In 1988, when his family was in debt, he decided to start a polythene cover making business catering to tea states in Assam. Instead of spending about 5,70,000 on buying a machine, he designed his own machine for about 67,000. He was then determined to continue building machines rather than buying them. So rest is history. What I am looking for, who is the inventor? So he is a Padma Shri awardee as well. So what I'm looking for is who is this inventor. So he was determined to continue building machines rather than buying them. Rest is history. So who is this inventor I'm talking about? So on a good note, I can end this quiz and a perfect end of the prelims, I can say. So take a guess. So which inventor it can be. So that's all from our side. Thank you for watching the full video and thank you for participating. So wait for the answer, wait for the results. So probably we'll be declaring the answers soon, and we'll be declaring the results as soon as we are done with the checking of the question papers. Done with the checking of the answer sheets, and moreover, don't forget to subscribe the channel. And also I will look forward, even if you don't qualify for the finals, I will look forward for you in the finals to watch them live whenever it's streamed. We'll let you know in the group. So that's all from our side.